Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. It's Sarah, the brain scientist and money and mindset success coach. Just a quick couple of minutes. I'm on a new system today, so super excited to be with you. Today is, as every Tuesday, it's money mindset class. So thank you for joining me. If this is something that really fascinates you, this is basically for women entrepreneurs. We talk about brain science, we talk about mindset, and we add in the business strategies as well to make more impact and more income in your business. Um, yeah, if you don't know who I am, I'm a brain scientist. I was a trained neuroscientist, and I began to focus on the power of the mind. All good stuff, particularly for entrepreneurs. I've been a business coach for 15 years, and I've obviously during that last 20 years, I've had several of my own businesses, and still do to this day. So I want to thank you so much for joining me, because today we are talking about why you always charge your worth and what you need to do if you want to receive more money into your business. It's such a good topic. I did a post the other day actually about charging your worth, and somebody came back and said, "Yeah, but why do we do this? Why does this happen?" Um, Good morning, Hamza. It's so nice to have you with me. Thank you so much for that lovely little emoji. Yeah, so why do we do this? Why do we, as women entrepreneurs, charge our worth? And I know we're always talking about, increasing our rates and doing things differently, and, but there's a reason why we always stay at the level that we stay at. And it's all exactly what goes on in the brain. So this is what I would love to talk to you about today, and also about how to get out of your way and what to do to start increasing more money into your business. So first of all, we'll start with the brain science. The brain basically, it has three main reasons. First of all, it's to keep you alive. Second of all, it's to keep you safe and feeling no pain. And thirdly, it's to work in the most energy efficient way possible. When we are working in our businesses and what we are currently charging, we are we are in that energy efficient way. We are actually working to the most energy efficient level. We are not stretching ourselves. We are just kind of on that routine and on that treadmill. And that is something that our brain absolutely loves. So in order to raise any rates in your business, in order to have any greater impact, we have to get you out of that current energy efficient level, which is also a level of safety. So it's working on two levels. Your brain is nice and safe and happy. It's chugging along, and it knows exactly what it is doing. Um, so the thing that comes across when we are talking about charging our worth, and obviously we're talking about raising our prices, is we come across fear. Now, there are over 50 different types of fear. You can probably maybe name 5 or 6 on the top of your head, but I have to say there's over 50 different types of fear for us women entrepreneurs. And one of the main things is, if I raise my rates, what will people think? Or people won't buy. Yeah, they'll have an opinion. And the one thing that I want you to know is that currently, with this way of thinking and this thought process that you have about yourself, about your business, and about your rates, you already have pathways in the brain. So I often talk about neural pathways and neuroplasticity. So you need to change those pathways in the brain, and in order to do that, we have to work on that plasticity of the brain. It's just a given. It's been laid down that you're probably, the way you think about money, etc., in your business has been like that for many years. And if it hasn't been that for many years, and you're just stepping into the entrepreneurial world, you will have an old money story running behind the scenes in your subconscious. So remember, everybody, your subconscious runs the show. So although you say to yourself, I'm going to up my prices, if it doesn't match, if that figure in your head, that conscious figure in your head, doesn't match the beliefs in your subconscious, you won't be able to raise your prices. So I've come across 3 different types of entrepreneur, and I want to see which category you fit into. Okay, so excuse me, tickly throat. First of all, as I say, there's 3 different types of mindsets. So first of all, the amazing entrepreneur lady, she says, I want to charge what I think I should. And that's totally wrong. So you may have heard people say, well, the magic number for this month is 10K, or, if you can get to 6 figures a year, that would be amazing. But I have to say, if you are not in alignment, if your subconscious does not run that program of 10,000 a month, or of 6 figures a year, that is never, ever, ever, ever going to happen, no matter how much willpower you put into it and how many structures and systems you put into place. Okay, it's tough love today, everybody, but this is how it works. I hear it so often, people saying, oh, just add this funnel and do this and change that and tweak that. It starts with what is going on in your subconscious, and your subconscious has been running your life since the day you were born. You cannot change anything externally, or change your external environment, or the money you want to bring in, again, which is external, by changing things externally. You have to begin by changing things internally, and that is your brain and your mindset. So the wiring of your brain and your mindset all encompasses together. There's not many people out there talking about this. Good morning, Jacqueline. It's great to see you. There's not many people talking about this. There's people that talk about business. There's people that talk about mindset. There's people that talk about business and mindset, but they miss the main thing, which is the bit that I do, which is all about the brain science and exactly what you have to do in order to change your mindset. I've just had my pussycat just knocking stuff on the floor. So yeah, this is the thing you have to do, is to change internally before you can see changes externally. So that's the first one. If you're not in alignment and somebody's telling you this is the magic number, then you're not going to receive it. Okay. Secondly, I meet people and they say, okay, I want to change this, and this is what I want, but I actually don't believe I can get it. So they so desperately want it, but then in the back of the mind, they're running that show of, be great, I'm going to focus on earning, let's say 10,000. I'm going to focus on earning 10,000 this month, but I don't know how to do it. I'm going to try and figure it all out because I think that's what I should do. But in the back of my mind, I know I'm never going to achieve it. And again, I'm going to say, with all the love in the world, you're not in alignment. Your neural pathways are not programmed for that, and so you won't achieve it. The third way that I see people do, and this is the way, which is, I want to change, this is what I want, and I totally believe that I can have it. And the way that they then do it is because they have reprogrammed their brain. They have reprogrammed their mindset. They know their money story inside out, and they have changed their wealth consciousness. But they've done the inner work before they see the outer results. Okay, so my tip for you today really is to stay in tune, stay in alignment with being of service. That is, whatever you do, keep your vibration high, keep your energy high, keep your emotions of happiness and gratitude high, even if externally you aren't seeing those results, and stay in service. And the one thing that I would say is that I see amazing entrepreneurial women struggling with is that they look for external gratification in order to then think that they can achieve what they want to. So they look outside themselves and they consider, we're going back to the brain science part, where the amygdala, that fear center, is getting fired because people will run the show of what will people think of me? What will they do? Will they pay? Won't they pay? Okay, you have to, this is the tip for the day. You have to love what you do more and have sold it to yourself before anybody else will love it and buy it. Okay, it's got to be all internal first. If you love that program, your job is to write that program, it's to put it out into the world, and it's to give it a price tag, which is what is actually happy, what your brain is happy about. Now, um, you can have a super business without going extremely high end. And I would say it's easier to make more money and to get some great results if you are working at the level that your mindset is happy with. So when I first started working, I came out of with my degree in neuroscience, and I started working in health and wellness. And I was initially working one-to-one with people, and it was to do with their health, and it was also to do with kind of like complementary medicine as well. So it was a very holistic practice. But the thing about that was, and this is this is my great stumbling block, and I love that I can tell you this today, is because I was trading like pounds for hours. So I was having a lovely client sitting in front of me who I knew had had this problem for 10, 15, 20 years. And I was like, okay, let's do an hour's worth of work. And it doesn't work. You know, if you know your subject and you know your speciality inside out, you'll know that if you want to get a great transformation, and this is in any niche, okay, this is in business, this is in health, this is in life coaching, this is in relationship coaching, where people have got to has taken them a considerable amount of time. They haven't just woken up overnight and ended up with this particular problem. So you cannot do great work and get great transformation in just one session. And this is what I was falling down on, because I didn't know any different. I actually thought that when I came out, I thought, great, I've got all my complementary certificates, I've got my all my medically based background. People are just going to come to me and it's going to be fantastic. And I have to say, it was the biggest mistake I ever made. And I'm so happy that I can tell you that now, because I don't want you to make it. But yeah, I was very insecure about making money. I stepped into this business and my belief system was, I'm going to help people get well. I didn't step into that belief system of being an entrepreneur and making money. I was so insecure about making money. I was really super happy when I worked for other people, because I knew at the end of the day that I'd done the hours and I'd put the work in and I was getting remunerated for it. When my name was above the door, that wealth consciousness and that charging my worth was so different, because my mindset was never there for being an entrepreneur. My mindset was always there for working for somebody else. And this is the one thing that I see, is that people, entrepreneurs that have come from a different background, do need to work on that, of stepping into that entrepreneurial world. Because I have to say, when you become your own boss, when you set up your own business, it is the greatest personal development class you will ever take. Okay. So yeah, I was trading time for money. I kind of knew that I wasn't getting the great results. I was kind of asking the client at the end of this, so do you think you want another session? Like, deep down I knew they needed it, but I didn't have anything other in place other than, well, I hope she's free next week. So yeah, I find it really hard getting clients and getting consistent clients and getting people to buy in. And as I say, there was no transformation. And this is where I was kind of finding that people were saying, oh, it doesn't work. And I was kind of saying, it does work, but you have to do the work. And so that is the wrong way to do it. It's the wrong way to start earning more money in your business. Now, the right way is, and you've probably heard this before, but I'm going to tell you this because it's super important, and I'll tell you why it's important. Okay, so you have to package at a certain rate over a certain time, but you have to put the figure on of which you believe in. So when I started doing packages about 17 years ago, I went from one-to-one, and I knew that the clients that I was working with were needing to get the transformation. They'd checked other people out and they'd said yes to me to help them find that transformation. So, but I was kind of, I wasn't really giving my all. I wasn't giving my best. Um, and it's not about the money. It's about getting the transformation for your client, which is what I'm saying is the money has to resonate at the right level for you. So I was charging £50 at a time. And I knew that I needed to see them for at least 4 to 6 months. So that was my package. It was like £50 a time. It was £200 to £300. But I knew that when I did that, they had some skin in the game. Okay. They were totally in it. I was in it as well. I was showing up for them and they were showing up for themselves because there was no value in free. If you're still doing work for free, I've got to say, it's because it's a mindset. It's because either somebody has told you that you have to do this work for free, or that's all you believe that you're worth. Another thing that people find is, well, my work is so good and so beneficial, I feel really awful for charging for it. But at the end of the day, my loves, you are a businesswoman. Hi, Jess. Good morning. At the end of the day, you are a businesswoman. You're not doing this work for free. So please, please stop charging £5 an hour or £5 a session or whatever you are doing, and please get people into making a transformation for themselves. Get the skin in the game. There is no value in free. Set a rate and really have that rate where it is just is so ingrained in your brain at the time. So the clients are committed, they're totally held accountable, and it shows you up as a leader. So what then happens in the brain? So then as you show up as a leader, as you start to get transformations, as you know what you are doing totally works, changes occur in the brain. This is when you always charge your worth, because you then start to up level. I love it. I love the word up level, but you start to up level. So when you step up, when you start to up level, you have this new energy efficiency. Your brain is then working on a totally different level, and that is its new normal for the energy efficiency. Your brain wants to keep you safe, but your brain knows that you're the leader. Your brain knows how you're going to work. Your brain knows that you're consistently going to get clients in. That fear of what people think, that amygdala that gets triggered, okay, people, you will start to not care what people think, because you will start to get clients, you will start to have transformation, and it doesn't matter what level that you put on that price on it. You will be attracting the people who come to work for you, because you've got those new pathways in the brain, your fear is gone. And then basically what then happens is you raise your wealth consciousness, you grow your confidence, and you become more powerful and more attractive as a leader. When you're talking to people, when you're putting things out on social media, we have things in the brain called mirror neurons. Now, mirror neurons, we all have them. If you walk into a room, and this can be in person, but it can also be on screen. If you're walking into a room or you're with somebody and they don't believe that what they do is of value, is of service, is, you're doing it to the best of the ability, you will never, ever, ever get that know, like, and trust, okay? Because their brain wants to keep them safe. Their brain wants to keep the most energy efficient. And if they want transformation, you have to be trusted as their mentor. They have to then feel safe in themselves to say yes to working with you, and yes to that transformation, and you know that you are that person who is going to take them through that process. So it all cycles through. So this is why we have the brain science, the mindset, and the business strategy of which is right and which is totally wrong. And as I say, looking back on the days that I did it wrong, I'm so pleased that I can be standing here now, even after everything we've gone through COVID, and to say, you know, actually, this has been my best month ever. This December has been my best month ever, um, because I am just stepping up. I'm up leveling, and yeah, and that is what I want for you too, my ladies. You know, I really so desperately do, because it's taking you from having some great ideas, and making, and that desire to make that transformation with other people, and to actually then stepping up and doing it. But there are little steps that you do have to take along the way. So, I mean, basically, what I do is I take people through a 6-month process. So have a think about what you will do, because I have to say, what I'm finding is that people can get transformations in one day. And this is why I run VIP days, because they can get 1 month to 2 months work done in that time. They don't go away and have that kind of like, oh, brain worry, but they do have that ongoing support. So I find that one day VIPs work really well. But when you are changing your mindset, when you're changing your money mindset or any other kind of mindset and belief system, it takes at least 67 days in order to do that. So if you're trying to do something in 8 weeks, to be honest, you're going to get a certain level, and that's great if you're attracting people who only really want to work to that certain level. But if you are really going for great transformation, my lovely entrepreneurs, you need to be really spending time on that transformation with that person to reprogram their brain. Again, it could be for finance, success, business strategy, it could be for health, it could be for relationships. Basically, it doesn't really matter. But we are working with these pathways in the brain, and as a brain scientist, I love it. I absolutely adore it, and I know that it really gets everything changed and transformed. So yeah, talking about my package, if you are interested, if you want to know more, get in touch with me. You can find me here on Facebook. Just send me a quick message and I can let you know all about what I'm up to with that package, and we can talk over any worries or queries you are having about your business and any up leveling and charging your worth and financial success you are having. Yeah, we can have some great chats together and see if working with me is going to be ideal for you. Um, but on that note, I want to leave it. Thank you so much for joining me on this training today. I've had some lovely comments. I'm going to have a little look and I will respond to you all afterwards. If you're catching the replay, do just pop on and say replay, and I will catch up with you soon. And just thank you so much for being here. If you're here live today as well, it's great. If this is something that resonates with you, please drop a business best friend in if they need to hear this today, because this is so important. And this is why women entrepreneurs, in particular women entrepreneurs, only ever charge their worth, even though they want so much more from their business. So I'm going to leave you with that message today. Thank you so much for joining the Money Mindset class. We have another class next Tuesday, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye now.